All right, today we're diving into one of the most incredible stories in modern science, the secret communication network that's humming away inside your body right now. We're going to explore how your thoughts, your immune system, and even the trillions of little microbes in your gut are basically in this constant chat, a conversation that quietly shapes every single part of your health. Let's get into it. You know, for centuries, science was totally dominated by this one idea from the philosopher René Descartes. He argued that the mind was this ghost in the machine, something completely separate from the physical body. This idea, it's called Cartesian dualism, and it basically built a wall between our mental and physical selves. But as you're about to see, modern science hasn't just chipped away at that wall, it's basically blown that wall to bits.
I mean, we've all been there, right? That feeling of just being physically wiped out after a super stressful week, or that brain fog that just rolls in when your stomach feels off. We might say our stress bucket is full, but what if that's not just some nice little metaphor? What if it's a direct biological signal? So let's peel back the layers and see what's actually happening.
To really get this, we need to meet the three main characters in our story. Think of them as an interconnected team, this powerhouse trio that's always working together to keep you safe and balanced. We've got the brain, the immune system, and of course, the gut.
Okay, so first up is the brain. And you might think of it as just reacting to things. It sees something, it responds. But the reality is so much cooler. Your brain is a prediction machine. It's constantly building a model of the world based on everything you've ever experienced. And it uses that model to guess what's coming next. This lets you react way faster and more efficiently to keep your body stable.
Then you've got your immune system. Think of it like your own personal microscopic army, this huge, complex network of cells and organs. Its most fundamental job is to figure out what belongs to you, what's self, and what doesn't, like germs and viruses. It's your ultimate border patrol, always on guard against invisible threats.
And rounding out our trio is the gut microbiome. And look, this is way more than just about digesting your lunch. It is a bustling ecosystem with trillions of microbes, bacteria, fungi, you name it, and they act like a super sophisticated chemical factory. They take the fiber from your food and churn out all these critical compounds, including some that can travel straight to your brain and influence how you think and feel.
Okay, so here's the kicker. These three systems are not working in isolation. Not even close. They are constantly talking to each other through a series of, let's call them secret hotlines, a whole network of nerves, chemicals, and hormones that allows for instant communication.
And this is where it gets really cool. The brain and the immune system are both, at their core, defense systems. The brain is scanning the world for big-picture, macroscopic threats. Like, is that a car speeding towards me? At the same time, your immune system is scanning your inner world for microscopic threats, like a virus. Totally different scales, right? But the mission? It's exactly the same. Keep you alive.
Let me show you one of these hotlines in action. It's called the inflammatory reflex. The vagus nerve, which is like a superhighway connecting your gut and brain, can literally taste what's happening down in your gut. If it detects inflammatory molecules called cytokines, which are basically tiny distress signals, it shoots an urgent message up to the brain. The brain then uses that same nerve to send a signal back down to the spleen, a major immune organ, telling it, hey, cool it down. It's this beautiful, elegant feedback loop.
And the discoveries just keep coming. I mean, for ages, scientists thought the brain was completely sealed off from the immune system, like some protected fortress. Then, not that long ago, in 2014, they discovered the glymphatic system. It's basically the brain's own private plumbing system that washes away waste while you sleep. And while immune cells can't just barge into the brain, they can hang out at this drainage point and test the waters for any signs of trouble.
All right, so what happens when this whole beautiful network gets messed up? When the phone lines get crossed or the signals get scrambled by the pressures of modern life? Well, that's the science behind that feeling of just being chronically off. Just look at this number for a second. About a quarter of people who are diagnosed with major depression also have clear signs of low-level chronic inflammation. And this isn't just a random connection. It's pointing to a specific type of depression that some researchers call inflamed depression, where the immune system being stuck on high alert is actually a major driver of the symptoms.
I mean, look at this. It's wild, right? Fatigue, losing interest in things, changes in appetite and sleep, they're the classic symptoms of both the flu and depression. So why is that? Well, it's because they're both driven by the same immune response. That sickness behavior that makes you want to hide under the covers when you're sick, that's your immune system telling your brain to shut down and conserve energy to fight the bug.
When that signal gets stuck in the on position, it can look and feel a lot like depression.
So how does this actually work? Well, a huge culprit is chronic stress. Your brain has its own special immune cells called microglia. When you're stressed out all the time, it primes these cells, putting them on a hair trigger alert. They start overreacting to even tiny threats. And this constant low-level fire in the brain can literally change how you see the world, making you more sensitive to negativity and fueling anxiety.
And guess where this chain reaction often kicks off? Yep, in the gut. Things like chronic stress or a diet full of processed junk can throw your gut microbes out of whack. This can weaken the lining of your gut, creating a leaky gut that allows inflammatory molecules to escape into your bloodstream. This triggers a body-wide fire that, over the long haul, seriously raises your risk for major diseases like heart disease and dementia.
Okay, so that's the heavy stuff. But here's the really hopeful part. Because this is all one big, interconnected system, it means we have lots of different ways to step in and help. We can take real, practical steps to reboot the whole system and get that healthy conversation going again.
Probably the most powerful way to get in there and help is through your gut. There's this thing called a psychobiotic diet, and it's designed to do just that. It's all about feeding your good gut bacteria with prebiotic foods like onions and garlic, adding more good guys with fermented foods like kefir and kimchi, and just fueling the whole system with lots of fiber from things like lentils, fruits, and veggies.
And hey, this isn't just some nice idea. A study in 2022 found that while a control group saw their stress go down by 17%, the group on the psychobiotic diet saw their stress drop by 32%. That is almost double the effect just by changing what they ate.
And it's not just about food, right? Your whole lifestyle plays a huge part. Regular exercise is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. Quality sleep is when your brain does its deep cleaning and your immune system recharges. Things like meditation can lower stress hormones. And please, don't forget social connection. Loneliness is a type of chronic stress, and your body reads it as a major threat to your survival.
Okay, if you need one more reason to take your sleep seriously, listen to this. Just one night of only 4 hours of sleep can wipe out 70% of your natural killer cells. These are the elite soldiers of your immune system, the ones that hunt down viruses and even cancer cells. That is just a mind-blowing number, and it shows you how vital sleep really is.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that your body is constantly listening. The food you eat, the thoughts you think, the sleep you get, these aren't just little things that happen to you. They are direct instructions that program how your brain, your gut, and your immune system behave. They're all part of one intelligent, integrated system. So the real question is, what instructions are you going to give it today?